What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Variant Quarantined Edition, episode 5 of these quarantined episodes. And as you can see, I have my dog right here, Gus. He's a 4-year-old boxer, about 80 pounds, and he thinks he's a big baby. He wanted to be in the episode, so I think he's probably just going to chill on the floor next to me for the time being. But if you're barking or sniffing, this guy right here, I know you might think it's going to be me. Not me. The dog. Anyway, now with the dog out of my lap, I did want to say before I started talking about the TMNT turning into Power Rangers that there are a lot of families out there that are way less fortunate than most of us in these trying times. And because of that, they may be struggling to put food on the table for themselves and their families. And we here at Variant are firm believers that with great power comes great responsibility. So we want to use our platform to let the entire Variant Nation know about 2 awesome organizations that are helping to put food on the table for these families in need. And they are feedthefight.org and feedingamerica.org. Both are great organizations that are working as hard as they can to make sure these families don't go hungry. Now, obviously, everyone has a different situation financially, but if you do have the means to donate, I'm sure these families would greatly appreciate it. And literally any little bit helps. I mean, even $4, the price of a single comic book, could go a long way. You'd be really surprised how far these organizations could stretch something like $4. Anyway, links for both of the organizations will be in the description below. With that said though, Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has been one of my favorite comic book series coming out currently. It is such a nostalgic title that has 2 of my favorite franchises matching up perfectly. We already covered the first 3 issues of this series in this episode right here, so if you haven't watched that episode or read the first 3 issues, be sure to do so. It's an awesome story. Now, we originally did plan on covering the last 2 issues of this series in one episode, but with the current state of the world right now, issue 5 has been delayed. And we don't know when that series is going to come out, so quite frankly, I'm impatient and I really want to talk about the Turtle Rangers because it is freaking awesome. So for today's episode, I'm just going to talk about issue 4, and then whenever they release issue 5, the finale to this miniseries, we'll do an episode on that. With that said, let's finally start talking about the Turtle Rangers. Now, obviously, there's going to be spoilers for the entirety of this issue and probably spoilers for the previous 3 issues. But now, let's dive in. Issue 4 picks up in New York City, in Times Square to be exact, where one of Rita's monsters called Wildfire is wreaking havoc. As this is happening, the Ninja Turtles teleport onto a nearby rooftop. And Mikey says, "Okay, does everyone have all their arms?" And Donnie replies, "You don't have to ask that every time you teleport, Mikey." Mikey just says, "Safety first, dude." And then Raph starts talking up saying, "I don't like fighting out in the open like this, Leo." Leo responds, "Neither do I. But that's what these morphers are for, right?" Mikey then tells Leo, "Dude, you gotta say it and we gotta do the pose." Then Donnie says, "Come on, when are we gonna do this again?" And Leo says, okay, and then yells out the iconic line, "It's morphin' time," as we see for the first time ever, the Ninja Turtles holding the morphers out yelling Mastodon, Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus, and so on. And then we get an awesome panel of them as the Turtle Rangers, where Leo says, "Let's get to work." For those of you curious, Leo is the Blue Ranger, Raph is the Red Ranger, Donnie is the Black Ranger, Mikey is the Yellow Ranger, and April O'Neil is the Pink Ranger. Guys, I am geeking out so hard. This is like one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. I feel like I say that a lot, but like genuinely, I am nerding out right now. The Ninja Turtles are now the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This is just such a brilliant idea. I'm gonna have to put this picture up on the screen again. See? Just freaking awesome. And obviously, this is going to be the thumbnail for the episode. Anyway, after seeing the Turtles morph for the first time, we are brought back to the Turtle hideout where the Rangers and Splinter are. They're talking to each other and Kimberly says, "Are we just going to sit here and wait? Is that it?" And the other Rangers say, "What else can we do? Do you really want us to take on Rita and Shredder without our powers?" Splinter then speaks up saying, "Kimberly is as brave as she is wise. As I have often had to remind my sons, strength can be lost, speed can be broken, but these things do not define who you are. You are not Rangers because of your morphers. You have your morphers because inside you are all Rangers." And as Splinter is saying this, the Rangers start grabbing gear and weapons. Splinter continues to say, "Adaptability, camaraderie, trust and focus. These things can never be taken, and they will forge you into the warriors you already are." And then we get a panel of the Power Rangers, now the Ninja Rangers, where Kimberly says, "Can we wear these all the time now, please?" And Zach then says, "Ninja Rangers to the rescue, baby." Dude, I'm loving the designs for these Ninja Ranger costumes, even though Casey Jones says, "I would have preferred matching hockey masks." And as the Rangers leave to go find Tommy, Splinter says, "Let the shadows be your guide. Stealth and secrecy are your greatest allies. Now go. Find your friend, and most importantly, always protect one another." I want a wise, large humanoid rat in my life. I don't even care how weird that sounds. It's the truth. We are then taken back to the Turtle Rangers where they're fighting some putties, and April's all like, guys, I don't know what is up with these coins, and I've never shot an arrow in my life, but right now, I'm Robin Hood. And Mikey is also digging the Ranger powers, saying, totally, this is awesome. My Chucks got daggers on them, or her daggers are Chucks. Meanwhile, Raph is loving that the putties are not human, so he could finally let loose for a change. AKA, he can kill them. But Wildfire starts blowing fire everywhere, saying, I was hoping for the real Power Rangers, but you five will cook up just as easy. So who wants to go first? And Leo says, okay, we might be in trouble here. Meanwhile, the Ninja Rangers are under the sewer in the Turtle Van. That's right, the Rangers are driving the Turtle Van in search for the Technodrome where Tommy is being held captive. Casey Jones is also with them, helping guide them through the sewers. And at one point, Trini asks, is that a plunger cannon? Zach answers, it is, and you and I have to come up with an excuse for me to use it. Eventually, they find the Technodrome and sneak inside and free Tommy. But of course, it's not that easy as they start getting attacked by the Foot Elite on the way out. We are then taken back to Times Square where the Turtle Rangers are still fighting Wildfire, at which point April says, guys, we probably need to win this before someone gets hurt. Mikey says, I'm hurt. Then Donnie speaks up saying, Leo, I think it's time to bring in the firepower. And he responds, you lead, we follow, Donnie. So the Turtle Rangers call upon their weapons and form the freaking Power Blaster. I know I keep geeking out, but I'm just loving the fact that the Turtles are using all the Power Rangers weapons and the Rangers are using all the Turtles weapons. This is just so cool. I mean, would you have ever thought that the Power Rangers would be driving the Turtle Van and that the Turtles would be using the Power Blaster? Amazing. Speaking of Power Blaster, the Turtle Rangers fire it while saying Cowabunga and destroy Wildfire. Back at the Technodrome, the Ninja Rangers are trying to escape, but Baxter Stockman gets on the PA and says, this is Baxter Stockman, and you are trespassing. In an effort to expedite your eventual surrender, may I introduce all of you to the next step in the evolution of the Foot Clan, the Putty Soldier Elite, a combination of our most powerful foot soldiers and that extraordinarily versatile putty substance. The Putty Soldiers Elite then start attacking along with the normal Foot Elite. We then see Tyler, Tommy Oliver's friend, who he was trying to save from the Foot Clan, say, Elite on me. Stay out of the Putty Soldiers' way and focus. But Tyler soon realizes that the Putty Soldiers Elite are turning on them, even though they're on the same side. So Tommy steps in to save him, saying, do you see what I mean, Tyler? The Foot Clan doesn't care about you. This place will eat you alive. Now come on, help us grab your friends and let us get out of here. So the Ninja Rangers and several of the Elite Foot run to safety. We are then taken to Shredder and Rita. Rita says, you have the Power Rangers powerless and outnumbered, and yet they managed to escape. And Shredder replies, yes, Stockman's hybrids proved to be troublesome. But Oliver's escape wouldn't matter if your monster had defeated the Turtles and retrieved their morphers as you promised it would. Rita replies, a momentary setback. I'm beginning to question the benefits of this little partnership of ours, Shredder. To which he says, then perhaps instead of blaming each other for our failures, you and I should take a more direct approach. And then on the next page, we see that Shredder has the Technodrome break through the ground from underneath Central Park, now visible to the city. And Rita says to Bebop and Rocksteady, don't let us down, gentlemen. Now make these mutants grow. And in true Rita fashion, Bebop and Rocksteady are now as tall as skyscrapers. At this point, the Ninja Rangers and the Turtle Rangers meet up. And Jason asks Billy, has Zordon figured out how to reconnect us to our coins? And Billy replies, Alpha's close, but no, not yet. Jason then says, well then, looks like we've only got one option, while looking at the Turtles. Billy finally says, it looks like we're giving you the keys, as we see the Turtles now piloting the Megazord, making their way to fight both Bebop and Rocksteady. While piloting the Megazord, Raph asks Donnie, why aren't you the one driving this thing? Donnie replies, don't look at me, Raph. You want it to be red so badly, that makes you the driver. Now, can we all just enjoy the fact that we're piloting a giant metal robot, please? And the comic ends. And that, my friends, is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 4. I've been saying it over and over, but I am such a fan of the series. It's just pure fun, and that's what comics should be at the end of the day, right? Just pure outright fun. The fact that we're getting the Turtles morphing into Power Rangers, and then we're getting the Power Rangers driving the Turtle Van and using the Turtles' weapons and all that cool stuff, it's just awesome. Something I never thought that we would see that we're getting to see. But not only is it being done, it's being done really well. The whole creative team on this series has been doing a fantastic job. But now there's only one issue left, so I'm very curious to see what's gonna happen in the final issue, because I mean, we already have the Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles attire, and we freaking have the Ninja Turtles morphing into Power Rangers and now driving the Megazord. So what the heck is gonna happen at the climax of this series in issue 5? I cannot wait to find out. But with all that said, clearly I'm enjoying this series. I think that's just a little bit apparent. But let me know what you guys think of this series in the comment section down below, and what other crossovers you would like to see with the Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles in the future. But just like that, that's going to bring another episode of Variant to a close. But again, I want to remind you guys that we put links for both feedthefight.org and feedingamerica.org in the description below. So if you have the means to donate anything, whether big or small, I'm sure these families would greatly appreciate it. But with that said, I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.